reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Before we become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because the Asa is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
I see in the next few months a noisy country, a very noisy country, rowdy country, a heavily divided country, a very tough economy, a sense of elitism by those who are coming at the hem of authority. The coming in of the Unity Party is going to multiply the economic woes, the economic conundrum, the economic quagmire, the suffering of the Liberian people is going to multiply. We are not prophets of doom, but the reality will come.
Mr. President, recently we witnessed the demolition of the CDC headquarters in Comot Town, which was carried out through a court order. How does your administration ensure that such enforcement action is done fairly and without political interference?
The law is the law. It's not the government. It's the government implementation of the law. The police were ordered to do it, and they did it. If that demolition is removal of the people from premises that don't belong to them according to the law.
What will George Weah, who was tempted by Joseph Boakai, who was drowning in his Egypt land, who was dead, very red up, dirty, stink. You could find him passing around, practically dead and useless. What will such a man conduct make you wear vex that you will stop the work and then lose God's own mission to take you to the promised land? That was the test of time today for George Weah. If George Weah had reacted, you are falling in the place of Moses.
The Liberia National Police commends the Congress for Democratic Change for the discipline, calm, and statesmanship demonstrated during the recent eviction process. Their respect for the rule of law, despite the deep sentimental value and history attached to the property, reflects a maturity that strengthens Liberia's democracy. This movement is not only a testament to CDC's leadership, but also a reminder to all political institutions and citizens that our democracy grows stronger when lawful decisions are honored peacefully.
Today, you have a rebel police director who thinks that he has arrived. And the worst thing about all these people, they all benefited from the magnanimity of George Weah. Ranging from people on the bench of the Supreme Court got letters from George Weah. If some of them choose to pay him back with evil, it's up to them. The very Gregory come out today. He worked in the previous administration when Weah came. He also got another letter again. If he chooses to do what he's doing, it's up to him. But one thing I can tell you for sure is this is how we had always been molded. That's how God has already molded Weah and catapult him into success. He will suffer rejection, denigration, humiliation. That will be his life. How can you make somebody who has been down the line their shame? The person has gone through shame. They have gone through disgrace. They have done everything they cared. Whatever people thought and were laughing at them, they surmount everything and catapult themselves into to becoming someone who is towering that the whole world can look at today. What more can you do? You think you're bringing that person down? You're just hurting yourself. In fact, what you are doing, you are destroying yourself. You know what it takes for you to proud in yourself of being bad? When people are looking for good image, you are happy in becoming a bad person. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. He would never ever.
There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way, so he can the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way, so he can the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way, so he can the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way, so he can the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way, so he can the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. But I can tell you, this is a bad example.
George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. He would never ever.
There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way, so he can the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. But I can tell you, this is a bad example.
George Weah would never ever buy in to your tricks. He would never ever.
There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way, so he can the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. But I can tell you, this is a bad example.
The investigation found that on Friday, June 5th, 6 boxes were prepared for shipment through the cargo system at the Roberts International Airport. The shipment was processed under Ford's description of ordinary goods, declaring it to be Maggie Cube and Lapa. But from the beginning, there were already red flags, discrepancies in the declared weight of the product, suspicion from the screening images, and conflicting shipment documentation. Because of those discrepancies, the cargo did not leave as planned on June 5th. On Sunday, June 7, 2026, when the boxes were rescanned and physically inspected, a white powdery substance was discovered concealed in them. A substance was immediately turned over to the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency. It was subsequently tested and confirmed to be cocaine. This does not bring this investigation near an end. This investigation continues. We are treating this as a network investigation aimed at identifying every participant, financiers, organizers, handlers, couriers, facilitators, insiders, and foreign links. We're working with relevant authorities to immediately review and tighten control vulnerabilities that have been identified, the chain of custody procedures, screening protocols, and international safeguards at the Roberts International Airport.
Who took the drugs at the airport? How many days did that drug spend at the airport? Who took the drugs at the airport? How many days did that drug spend at the airport? Who took the drugs at the airport? How many days did that drug spend at the airport? Who took the drugs 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 at the airport? How many days did that drug spend at the airport?
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because their SAR is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country, as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
A great day, people. Good day. Always excited, always motivated. Yet another day, people. Thank you, man, that you join us. Kings 88.5 Real Talk on this 5th day of July 2026, the reign of Judo Christopher. I'm Sam Adris. As always, Sam Adris. Grateful we are, as always, to God Almighty, the creator and sustainer of the universe, faithful in all of his ways, never reneging on his promises, but fulfilling every word that he utters in the fullness of time. Grateful to him, and thank you for coming on, all of you, the great people. Yes. Thank you so much. You are so good, so massive, so extraordinary, so great. Without you, we can. With you, we can. So it is complimentary. We are so grateful. So please, a minute. Let me do an adjustment. Less than a minute, please.
In Liberia's capital, Monrovia, a march to sweep corruption out of the country. Hundreds of people gathered with brooms in their hands for a small protest against a big problem. Corruption is everywhere, says Esther Thompson. She says she has to pay bribes to get her children in school, to get money out of her bank account, or even to get a job. But it's even worse in government.
In the House of Senate, in the House of Representatives, in government, that's where corruption is.
In August, 3 senior figures of Weah's government were suspended after the U.S. Treasury imposed sanctions against them. The president's chief of staff is accused of corruption and directing warlords to threaten political rivals. The managing director of the Port Authority is accused of funneling money into private accounts.
So let's get into what we've got on our plate. Let's start out of Liberia briefly. Then we get to events unfolding here. What's unfolding out of Liberia? The irony is strong in this country. Yeah, in Liberian time, they say people can have indoor eye alone. It's not easy right now. If this was the other side of the political divide, nobody would have had the chance to get on social media. Our men then would have taken every space, every corner, every road, every town, but they acting like nothing happened. So they posting things that are of no substance. They begin again saying in Labyrinthine, a she, it's not easy to tell a captive. So let's get out of Liberia briefly. Nigeria's president has ordered a corruption investigation into allegations that a fictitious government agency was set up within his own office, complete with public funding worth almost 1 million. President Bola Tinubu ordered a 30-day investigation into a purported presidential foreign intervention promotion council, which the presidency says was never established by the federal government. Investigators have been tasked with examining allegations involving forged appointment letters, false claims of presidential endorsement, diplomatic support requests, and the opening of bank accounts using allegedly fraudulent documents. Meanwhile, the Conference of Nigerian Political Parties has demanded the sack of top government officials as well as the resignation of President Tinubu over the mishandling of the scandal, saying that Nigeria is not a banana republic. South African police and the military have arrested more than 200 people in a major crackdown on illegal mining operations near Johannesburg. Authorities say most of those detained are undocumented foreign nationals. The arrests are part of a large raid targeting illegal mining activities at a gold mine shaft west of the city. Security forces also reportedly recovered ammunition, weapons, and mining equipment during the operation. Authorities say the raid led to the arrest of 217 people in total, including more than 100 undocumented foreign nationals from countries such as Lesotho, Mozambique, and Zimbabwe. South African President Cyril Ramaphosa had commented that organized crime was the most immediate threat to South Africa when he launched Operation Prosper to deploy 2,200 soldiers alongside police. And Nigeria's Senate has ordered a fresh investigation into xenophobic attacks against Nigerians in South Africa, while some lawmakers are considering tougher diplomatic measures, including a review of relations between the two countries. The debate follows renewed reports of harassment, intimidation, displacement, and attacks targeting Nigerians and other African nationals amid anti-migrant protests in parts of South Africa. The Senate urged the Nigerian government to seek firm guarantees from South African authorities on the safety Nigerians living and working in the country, to ensure those responsible for attacks are brought to justice, while some lawmakers push for stronger measures, including sanctions. Others urged caution, arguing that diplomatic engagement should come first. Those are some of the developments unfolding out of Liberia. Let's get to what we've got on our plate. And let's start with the victory yesterday, the miracle. Well, was it a miracle? No, it wasn't a miracle. That's the usual. We were on closing, and then the score was coming 1-0, 2-0, 3-0. Another point in time, they say goal cancel is 2-0. And I remain upbeat with the whole world knows him for that. The whole world. The world has his record. He is unprecedented. You never give up. You only give up. He's only defeated. And consider it a defeat for him when the referee blows the final whistle. But once that game is still on, even if it is 2 or 3 minutes, he will perform miracle. He is the only footballer since God created the world and football came into being to have such a record. That is why the day Lionel Messi announced his departure from the game, football will go down the drain. And the world will wait centuries and decades, hoping that God will bring on earth another Lionel Messi. He's incredible. He's beyond description. We remain confident. Once he's on that page, even a minute ago, he does the usual. Not the unprecedented, but the usual. The whole world knows him for the usual. So when he's on the page, nobody gave up. Everybody waits. When the referee blows the whistle to bring the game to an end, that's when you consider that Lionel Messi is defeated. He's the only player, whenever he misses a penalty, he will score. He is the only player in his country. The fans, the people of Argentina, they do not wear another number other than 10. Everywhere, 10. The entire country wears 10. That tells you he is their football leader. They trust him, they believe in him, and you saw it yesterday. Congratulations to Argentina. Next up is Belgium. Yeah, is it Belgium? No. Switzerland. Yeah, Switzerland. Switzerland. The winner from Egypt and Argentina waited for the winner from Colombia and Switzerland. So what we wanted in the second game again, it happened. It's working in our favor gradually, just as it was in the 2022 World Cup. It's working gradually. We did not want Colombia because Colombia is tough. They're always giving Argentina a hard time, even though Argentina will go on to win. So we did not want two South American countries. We did not want to go against Colombia. We opted for Switzerland, went in extra time, and Switzerland emerged victorious. So Lionel Messi is in the semifinal. Though it's not going to be a walk in a park match, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be a sweltering match, a difficult one. But again, once the football Messiah is on the page, forget it. You just say miracle is waiting. Miracle is going to happen. I trust my boy. I believe in him. I can never give up on Messi. Once Messi is on that page. When I left the show, I went to watch the game. And everybody, oh, just heard you on the air. You're talking all gonna tell about Messi, this and that. Oh, you're the leading you're making beam on the air. So I look up the screen. I said, what's the score? I mean, what's the time? When I look up, it was 82 minutes. And then I told the guys, and I said, 82, a long time. That's what I told them. They have that record and they're listening again. When I look on the screen, 82. I said, a long time. This man can perform anything. You're watching. Less than a minute, they started yelling. I was really excited. The other guys started saying, he said, but man, you brought a goal. I said, no, I didn't bring goal. You don't see goal with me in my hair. I told you about the man. I only asked, how many minutes remaining? 82? I said, a long time. Meaning, Messi can perform miracle at any time. Even a minute just before the referee can put the whistle in his mouth. Messi can do it. He has done it many times. And what they saw yesterday, yeah, all of Messi fans, you did well. You keep on cheering. Keep on cheering. Huh? The man is the only man now. The whole world is talking Messi, even though the other people on the other side are vexed. They're saying UEFA rake it for Messi, UEFA, Messi, Prince, all kinds of things. They're saying Ronaldo people, they should be ashamed of themselves. That FIFA took the ball and put it in a goal. That FIFA told Messi, kick this way, it will go. When it is against them, they're cheating. But when they're winning, they're not cheating. FIFA not rigging. Liberian football fans, they just like Liberian politicians. They just like football fans. Football fans, they just like Liberian politicians. Liberian football fans, they just like Unity Party supporters. They just like Unity Party supporters. When it is not in the interest, it is bad. When it is when it's in the interest, the good. Couple of months ago, and they were yelling all over the place. The law is the law. The law is the law. The cooking case now, because it's against them, nobody's saying the law is the law. All of them, they let's get to the issue we've got, man, please. All right. So there is a likelihood that President Boakai will contest 2029 elections. 1, 2. There is not the likelihood that President Boakai will contest the 2029 elections. There is the third part of dates. He might under condition, he might not under condition. I say this because people who are around him, they're not hiding. There is uneasiness, there is confusion, there is strife, there is misunderstanding, there is fighting within the presidency, within Unity Party. The question within Unity Party atmosphere, who can succeed or who should succeed President Joseph Yuma Boakai? Who should succeed President Joseph Yuma Boakai? He is unable, given what they are saying and what they are saying, he might likely not contest, or he might contest, and if he's contesting, under certain condition. Honestly, there are people who, within the presidency or within the corridor of the presidency, don't want to be sycophantic. They know that things are not well with the president. They see things that are happening. The presidency, the corridor of the presidency is factionalized. You have one group, and then there's the other group, and there's the other group. This we've known from the onset. And thank God they have started to voice it out. But from day one, we have always known that President Boakai hasn't been in a good health. Even when he was in opposition, he himself knows that, least to talk about his people. When you have money, they prep you up. No doubt about that. They prep you up. But no amount of money can keep you medicated as you want to be, like you are in your prime. If that wasn't true, or if that was true, you will not have people, the millionaires, succumbing to illness, inability to perform. Look at Paul Biya. Paul Biya is 93 years old. The Cameroonian president. He has millions of dollars. But look at him. His voice can hardly come up. He's been medicated. He's been propped up medically. But he's still depreciating, because that is God right there. You can defy God. Look at Yoweri Museveni in Uganda. He's striving. He's been medicated. He has millions of dollars, but he's battling on and off, on and off. So we know the same thing around our president, even though we want him to contest, and he should contest, but it is not for us to say. It is ours to talk about our candidate in President George Weah. But given that he is the leading news maker, so he will always be in the public glare for discussion. He will always be discussed, just as he goes and discuss other people and throw jabs, give cheeks, insult indirectly. So one of his former ambassador at large, his former ambassador at large, Sheikh Kuyate, said that going forward, he will not remain silent, even though he still supports President Boakai, but it would not put him in the position of remaining silent to speak those issues that he see not necessary, or people who are within the presidency and causing uneasiness. So he wrote a piece first, very good piece, and then he wrote the second again from his office, from his Sarafina office. It's on his page. If you know his page, you went there, you will see it. And then he wrote the third. This time around, he comes out to explain from President Boakai, and if President Boakai isn't careful, he might likely find himself in a situation that he wouldn't want. He claimed that there are four individuals or four different groups of people. Let's listen to him.
Four group of people around him. One group of people are there. The president has four group of people around him. One group of people are there saying that he's old, he can die anytime. Let me grab my own very quickly because something happened to him. That's the first group. And they are hunting everywhere. Anything that comes to their hands, they collect it easily. One group of people are there saying that he's old, he can die anytime.
Did you hear him? The first group, he said, the first group, this was and still an insider. He has not been on the extreme. He had been inside and he stayed inside. He said, the first group, this identical group, they want President Boakai to die. Not Sam Andrew saying it, not Kings FM. That's why in broadcast, the law say, if the person say it, play the person's voice. Let the people hear it from the person himself or herself. That's what broadcast law say. So they will not hold you and say that Sam Andrews is saying that of the president, or Kings FM reporting that the president this, that about them. No. Sheikh Kuyate, what the law say when Sheikh Kuyate say it, say Sheikh Kuyate say it, and you play Sheikh Kuyate voice. And everybody listen and yeah. So Sheikh Kuyate say, he said of the four groups around President Boakai, the first group, they want President Boakai to die. They want him to die. Listen to him.
Grab my own very quickly because one group of people are there saying that he's old, he can die anytime. Let me grab my own very quickly because something happened to him.
They say he old, according to him. The first group say President Boakai old. He has outlived his usefulness. His physique, you can see it. So they feel that he might not live long because of his old age. That anytime he can kick the bucket. So whatever they have to do, they should do it while he's alive. Sheikh Kuyate, at the first group
of people are there saying that he's old, he can die anytime. Let me grab my own very quickly because something happened to him. That's the first group. And they are hunting everywhere. Anything that comes to their hands, they collect it easily. One group of people are there saying that he's old, he can die anytime. Let me grab my own very quickly because something happened to him. One group of people are there saying that he's old, he can die anytime. Let me grab my own very quickly because something happened to him. One group of people are there saying that he's old, he can die anytime. Let me grab my own very quickly because something happened to him. One group of people are there saying that he's old, he can die anytime. Let me grab my own very quickly because something happened to him. One group of people are there saying that he's old, he can die anytime. Let me grab my own very quickly because something happened to him. One group of people are there saying that he's old, he can die anytime. Let me grab my own very quickly because something happened to him. That's the first group. And they are hunting everywhere. Anything that comes to their hands, they collect it easily. Every discussion they want to have, they will say, what do you have for us? They have a second group. The second group around the president believes that the president does not also have long-term. that they pledge their loyalty to the vice president. That is something happened to the president, the vice president recognizing, so they are pledging their loyalty to the vice president. Then hence they collect it easily. Every discussion they want to have, they will say, "What do you have for us?" They have a second group. The second group around the president believes that the president does not also have long term, that they pledge their loyalty to the vice president. That is something happened to the president, the vice president recognizing, so they are pledging their loyalty to the vice president than the president. The second group around the president believes that the president does not also have long term, that they pledge their loyalty to the vice president. That is something happened to the president, the vice president recognizing, so they are pledging their loyalty to the vice president than the president. Every discussion they want to have, they will say, "What do you have for us?" They have a second group. The second group around the president believes that the president does not also have long term, that they pledge their loyalty to the vice president. That is something happened to the president, the vice president recognizing, so they are pledging their loyalty to the vice president than the president. Term, that they pledge their loyalty to the vice president. That is something happened to the president, the vice president recognizing, so they are pledging their loyalty to the vice president than the president. The third group is a group of people that are around the president that believe that he doesn't deserve to be president, that he must fail. They will encourage him to make sure that he signs some agreements that will make him fail. They will encourage him. The third group is a group of people that are around the president that believe that he doesn't deserve to be president, that he must fail. They will encourage him to make sure that he signs some agreements that will make him fail. They will encourage him to pledging their loyalty to the vice president than the president. The third group is a group of people that are around the president that believe that he doesn't deserve to be president, that he must fail. They will encourage him to make sure that he signs some agreements that will make him fail. They will encourage him to make some decisions that will make him fail. And those decisions that will make him fail, those are things that they will like, because when he failed, they will think that they have succeeded as opposition, or they have succeeded as people around the president, so that they can succeed. But the failure of a government is a failure of the people. If this government fails, the people fail. We have the fourth group. The fourth group is the Mark Antony group. That Mark Antony group, which includes Sheikh Kouyaté. We'll look at the president, Mr. President. The way you dress in the song, you're in the 14 and 15. Now you say, "Why did our clothes? Why you wearing our clothes?" Mr. President, those agreements you signed today were agreements they say you're never going to agree with. You're going to make sure that those people leave the country, or the agreements are amended in the interest of the Liberian people. Let's talk about it. I challenge anyone around the president. There's not a day that I ever went to President Boubacar and mention about any party to the president. There's not a day I ever went to President Boubacar and I saying that, Mr. President.
All right, Sheikh Kouyaté, with that one, the first group believes that the president might die at any time, so they are doing everything to get what they can get, and then if should that happen, they will have already gained. The second group, he said, they pledge the loyalty. They see the vice president as a likely successor. Should something happen, and then the succession clause constitutionally comes into place, they will have a safe haven with the vice president as the president now. And the third group, they want him to fail. So they gave him pieces of advice. They allow him to sign agreements that are not in the interest of the country, just so that things go upside down and he can take the blame and they will capitalize on that. And the last group, he said, they are the one, the Mark Antony group, meaning they are the group of honest people who will look in the president's face and say, you have to be truthful to the people. Yesterday, you said that it was wrong for your predecessor to ride bulletproof, but today you're riding bulletproof. Yesterday, you said that corruption was the order of the day in your predecessor government. Today, it has overwhelmed the government. But do you believe the last part? No, I don't, because they being there, they have never told Boakai the truth. So that group, the Mark Anthony group, as he said it, no. Let's have a listen again, then we'll move on to the next agenda.
There, saying that he's old, he can die anytime. One group of people are there saying that he's old, he can die anytime. One group of people are there saying that he's old, he can die anytime. One group of people are there saying that he's old, he can die anytime. One group of people are there saying that he's old, he can die anytime. One group of people are there saying that he's old, he can die anytime. Let me grab my own very quickly because something happened to him. That's the first group. And they are hunting everywhere. Anything that comes to their hands, they collect it easily. Every discussion they want to have, they will say, what do you have for us? They have a second group. The second group around the president believes that the president does not also have long-term, that they pledge their loyalty to the vice president. That it's only under the president, the vice president recognizes, so they are pledging their loyalty to the vice president than the president. The third group is a group of people that are around the president that believe that he doesn't deserve to be president, that he must fail. They will encourage him to make sure that he signs some agreements that will make him fail. They will encourage him to make some decisions that will make him fail. And those decisions that will make you fail, those are things that they will like, because when he failed, they will think that they have succeeded as opposition, or they have succeeded as people around the president, so that they can succeed. But the failure of a government is a failure of the people. If this government fails, the people fail. We have the fourth group. The fourth group is the Mark Anthony group. That Mark Anthony group, which includes Sheikh Kouyaté, will look at the president, Mr. President. The way you dress in the song, you're in the 14 and 15, now you need to wear it about clothes. Why are you wearing it about clothes? Mr. President, those agreements you signed today were agreements that you said you never want to agree with. You're going to make sure that those people leave the country, or the agreements are amended in the interest of the Liberian people. Let's talk about it. I challenge anyone around the president. There's not a day that everyone the President Baka and mention about any party to the president.
Thank you very much. So that's it. Sheikh Kouyaté had been and still within the corridor of the presidency. He may not be within the inner cycle, but he had been and still within the corridor close to the presidency. The ambassadors, they are close to the president. They can see the president. They can discuss with the president. The president can discuss with them either in person or on the phone. They have access to a number of gatherings and other things within the presidency. So I don't think he's second guessing. I don't think he's creating a situation by which people will say, or that we in the opposition will capitalize on. Certainly not. I think he's just speaking what we have always talked about. I think this time around, his is belated, because had he not been dismissed, sacked by President Boakai, he wouldn't have said what he had been saying. So he didn't say anything new. No, we've been talking all those things from the one. Boakai in opposition, he had been frail. He'd been on and off. Boakai came to the presidency almost 3 weeks. He was out of this country. Nobody knew where he was, only to realize or get to know that he was seeking treatment. When he's going out of the country, his people used to put in the statement support staff. And all of us, we knew that support staff meant medical staff, but they did not want to give the public the impression that the president is not too well, so he's going for treatment. So they would say support staff, but that support staff meant medical staff. And over the time, you people have seen several signs. So Sheikh Kouyaté isn't saying anything. He's just exposing or elevating or coming out now that he has been dismissed, to say these are the 4 people around the president. And that's the normal Liberian thing. When they are out, forget it. They'll say a lot, but when they are in, they praise you. You see, that's why we tell the people, all the people who say, George, we are there, or George, we are there, George, we are not there, George, we are not there. We want you people to continue saying those things. We want you people to continue saying. You know, when you are excited about that, you know what it turns you, you know what they're telling you? They're telling you that you are a clown, that you are a fool, that you are a stooge. That's what those Unity Party people will be telling you. Because that's the normal trend of Liberia's culture. That's the normal trend of human existence. Once the person with you, they will say all manner of things. They will worship you. They will praise you. They will use the best of all words and descriptions on you. Once they are out of your presence, they do not have access to you any longer, and they have access to another person who has the dialogues. They start to praise. But when they get out of that person's territory, for whatever the reason, uncomfortably, they tend to speak out. That's what Sekou Yatteh is doing. Now, most of these people, watch it. Bouakai of the presidency, they will tell you, you hear some deep, deep things they will say about Bouakai. The same way they're saying, President, we are this. President, we are not that. President, we are into this. President, we are into that. These same people in Unity Party government, they will turn to Joe Bouakai and start stabbing Joe Bouakai in the back just as Caesar man, Brutus, stabbing in the back. That's why that Liberian song, I like it so much. They say, what's the guy that produced that song? He said, human being, what kind of being? Meaning, it's just, human being is just unpredictable. You can't tell. That will be doing it for that. Let's get to the trending issue, the topical issue. It is alive and it's getting alive by the day, by the moment. The government has failed in covering it up. They have not succeeded because they did not know how to cover it up. They wanted to cover it up from the very beginning. They know the names that are involved. Little Bishop, thank you. They was produced by Little Bishop. Thank you, Lawrence. Yeah, Little Bishop, human being. That's some kind of being. What kind of being? Human being. They know, all of the investigators, they know that there are big hands, big names, government officials involved with this 19.2 million cocaine. Because they know, and they know how embarrassing it is and how it's going to be beyond. Now, they try to create a scene by which they will cover up, protecting those names. But here we are. It is getting more juicy than it was from the onset. It is getting more juicy. The officials themselves are getting tired now. They too, they are concerned about their reputation, given where this thing has reached. There are indications truly that government officials are involved. They have been trying the best they can to persuade First King not to come out with startling revelations. And First King does not want to go down the road alone. He does not want to go down the road alone. He has received the first disgrace, which cannot get him out easily. Whoever may have told him that go, turn yourself in, you'll go through the arrangement, and it will be this, it will be that, they fool him. Where he is, with that handcuff on his hand and went to the court, there is no way the government or whoever Iran want to cover up, they can do it. No. No. The last thing you ever want to do is to get before the court. Once it get at that level, forget it. Just as the people can say in Liberia, it's hard to go to South Beach, but when you get in South Beach to come on, it will take God to intervene. So it is the symbol of the court. That's why the people they say, no, whatever you have, settle it as quickly as you can. Settle it with that person, because once it get to that court, it beyond anything of persuasion, of manipulation, of covering up. Nothing you can do. Is before the Lord now, and all eyes are fixed on the court. That is the situation First King finds himself in. But they have been trying, according to our intel, to persuade him to hold certain things back. Now, given how it is going, he does not want to go down the road alone. So he wants to, or is coming out to explain. The government said they have first a witness, but that witness is just a witness in himself. But this man, First King, any revelation coming from First King or pointing to any government official, it is a foregone conclusion. First King is just the base. First King is the base. First King is not the pillow. I mean, he's not the top brass. First King is one of the base by which they will say little men, little people, then small people then say, oh, you do this, do that. Yeah. But there are top brass from within. And they do not want to call these top brass name. The investigators know these people very well. They don't want to call. And they will have to call those names. No one should put on the understanding that this thing, that small man, that small name, no, that BB names. That BB names. And it has been happening because the police director, before the Senate, made it clear. He talked about series of shipments. It is only this one now, they had a problem. But what he revealed, you can conclude that there were a series of exportations. There were several exports. But this one, it choked them. And that's how God works. They say 99 days for rule, 1 day for master. So they have not found any way yet to cover up, and they can cover up now, given where it has reached. And First King only need to do the needful for himself, his reputation, his family, by revealing. Nothing can happen to him because he's in the custody of the government. Should something happen, it will go on the government. He only needs to explain how they started with this whole stuff. Who are those government officials? We heard yesterday Senator Momo Cyrus say he need to recuse himself and explain to the investigator. With hearing what the vice president had been dismissing, that they are allegedly in the know. They are allegedly in the know, according to the information unfolding, coming out. So they have to do the needful. They have to do the needful. They can't treat their country like this. The investigators cannot treat their country, Liberia, like this. They cannot cover up. Everything you saw the police director doing was a sham. Was a sham. Complete travesty. They know the names. The investigators know the names. And because they do not know how to cover up from the very beginning, they mess everything up. So now it is hard. The only thing they can do now is wash their hands, tell the people to call the names of all of those people and let the country move forward. And don't think that it's going to die this way. Every day the government is elevating it with a failure. Every day the government is elevating, the investigators are elevating it with some kind of misstep. Every day. Every day. That will take me into Senator Samuel Koga call before we get to the other people, Unity Party, blasting Unity Party. But let's go to Senator Samuel Koga. Senator Samuel Koga. He weighed in on this and called for a full investigation, no pretending at all, no pretending. He said that he remains steadfast in his commitment to upholding the rule of law, one, promoting transparency and accountability, two, ensuring accountability in matters of national importance. Therefore, the ongoing investigation, in his words, into the seizure of the approximately 19.2 million worth of cocaine has generated significant public concern that the people of Liberia deserve a thorough, credible, and transparent investigation that will uncover the full truth and hold all those responsible accountable. That he has called on the relevant authorities to release the communication records, and that includes all the call logs of suspects and other persons of interest. The records could provide, in his words, critical evidence by establishing key connections, timelines, and possible coordination among those allegedly involved in the criminal enterprise. He will raise concern about the LDEA decision to transfer the investigation from its headquarters, the institution legally mandated to investigate drug-related crimes, to another investigative body, meaning the police. He said that if such matter was deemed a national security issue, it should first have been addressed through the National Security Council under the leadership of the president before any such transfer. And then, that he believes the people deserve to know why several individuals reportedly linked to the cocaine exportation were not arrested during the initial stage of the investigation. That justice must be pursued without fear or favor, and no one should be above the law. All right. Those are some of the lines. Now, Unity Party people, Unity Party are considered that Unity Party fighting, Unity Party. It's good. The opposition is watching. And some people have been saying the opposition are talking. It is not for the opposition to talk. It is for the opposition to watch, because the government declared drug a national emergency. And there is a law that sets the party government, if you were caught with drug, if there was a suspicion and that suspicion was investigated and the investigation found that within the community you were trading drugs, or that you are using somebody's apartment, or that person was using his or her house for the trading or transiting of drugs, your property will be seized. And when that came out, Unity Party people were excited all over the place, as if, the law is just like extra time in a football game. It is for everybody. The 90 minutes for everybody. The extra time is for everybody. So they were excited and motivated as if the law was going to catch the opposition, because they had always had this thing in mind, this false stuff in mind, that the opposition, CDC government, George Weah, were the one bringing drugs into the country. So they felt that it was a trap for CDC government. They were going to catch opposition people. Here we are. The very Unity Party people are the ones who. Do you know that First King House should have been confiscated, should have been barricaded, confiscated? That's what the law said. That's what Unity Party law say. Went to seize his house. The investigation said the drug was kept in the man's house, and the man did not deny it. The man said the drug was kept in his house. And even though he doesn't want to go in detail, but it was clear from the onset that he needed, or his property needed to be seized. So you see, everything is going against Unity Party, because yesterday they were devilish. Today, they want people to see them as angels. So, Senator Moi will express his anger, his vexation at his own people. Please, my people, know it. We follow Unity Party in opposition under the reign of former President George Weah. Unity Party was never propagandistic. Unity Party was devilish. Unity Party was evil. Unity Party was chaos driven. Unity Party wanted war. They wanted war. Look at all of those things they brought. Do you know that today that the US government and part of the international community, they are embarrassed? They're embarrassed with this sanction thing. Do you know? And what is even more embarrassing to them, they bully the United States government and most part of the international community about this drug thing. And here they are, the very America and part of the international community. They are not discussing 19.2 million drugs, and not the first shipment, not the second, not the third. So they have been caught between the scissors. But we don't want you. We're not forcing you to do anything. No. We leave you with your conscience. You people will decide. Today, the time to use the propaganda, they know it. This is the time that Unity Party should use the propaganda knowledge. They know it. All of them, they are embarrassed. They are ashamed that they have turned on their own people, particularly their legislators. Because I don't think that all the legislators, that their own legislators, they are embarrassed. Listen to their senator in Prince Moi. Listen to him.
Very, very unfortunate. 3 years ago.
Thank
3
God.
years ago.
Admit, Chief, thank you. Admit.
Almost 3 years ago. All of us that helped to bring this government to power saw what drugs issue in this country.
And why your campaign on say?
And Samuel Nangwe, who happened to be
the guy you're referring to, Samuel Nangwe, is, I think he is the head of the Renewable Energy Institution. He's on Facebook 24/7, focusing on the CDC. George, we are this, the CDC government are that, and they don't do this, seditions are this, seditions are that, and all kinds of stuff. It was the guy who, when they came up with jury tampering, he was the one that ran ahead and put a lady photo out that she was the one the defense lawyers tamper with, which was wrong. And we said that was wrong because he put the lady in an embarrassing situation, security-wise, safety-wise. He will get on social media. Yeah, it's a man. Listen, that is why every day these people, they are human beings, so and say and lady, they are human beings. I like them, I respect them. But these guys are very, very wicked to the core. These same Unity Party people against the CDC government, they were on. Officials to get on Facebook. Officials are using their Facebook page to cause chaos in the country. George Weah has to take action. The president needs to do that. The president needs to do that. They will come up. You are Saber 7. You can't get on Facebook. You can't use your Facebook page to be talking that this, doing that against the government, all kinds of stuff. Yeah, they are today, all of them. This man, instead of concentrating on the renewable energy sector or institution he superintends or he is managing, the man on Facebook 24/7, then you call Joseph Boakai a serious-minded president. The man sitting on Facebook, you will just lambast people, say all manner of things. The man does not have control over his ministry. Yesterday, they said the same thing to George Weah. The reason why we're saying it this way, because we saw it when they were in opposition against the CDC government. We saw it. We're not second-guessing yet. We saw the thing. You are a reliable witness, a truthful witness. When you are part of it, you see it, and when you are saying it, nobody will doubt you. They were all on Facebook. Everything about we are government was wrong. Everything that the Unity Party government ever acknowledged as good, as right, as making sense, everything Unity Party in opposition was wrong. And somebody will say that was propaganda. That was not propaganda. That's not what you call propaganda. That's being inhumane. It's diabolical. Even Satan can make to good. That was inhumane. They were inhumane. Yeah, the man now. There are people all over. So their own senators say the man needs to come and explain to them because he can be on Facebook insulting them, telling them all kinds of stuff. And you say your Unity Party officials, and you say you're clean, ethically, and you say you're refined. Why you're calling your own man now? They call the guy Samuel Nangwe, that the guy Prince Moi talking about here in the Senate.
One of those that serve on money.
He said the guy served under him as national campaign manager. Prince Moi was the campaign manager for Unity Party. And this Samuel Nangwe guy, who is the head of the Renewable Energy Agency, was his deputy. That the man today, the man turned against them and said they are a bunch of this, they are a bunch of that, because they're talking about the 19.2 million cocaine. For them, nobody, if you are a Unity Party person, don't talk about the 19.2 million cocaine. You Unity Party senator, don't talk about it. You Unity Party representative, don't talk about it. They think that if their colleagues are silent, then they will die a natural death. You see how dull Unity Party people are. You need not lambast your own people, your own senators. They are national leaders. They were elected. And this is one of several things they were elected for. Didn't the Chief Justice say the law is intended to use the law to clean society? Senators are using their oversight to clean society, to rid the country of drugs. Then a Unity Party official, a strong supporter of President Joseph Boakai, a top official not a deputy, but the head of the Renewable Energy Agency, say, that stupid thing you're doing down there, you're just talking about it, the 19.2 million, you can't find something else to do. So he more Boakai, he more Unity Party than the senators. Let's go.
All the different rankings on the post issue, on all the drugs related issues. We had it on placards everywhere.
You hear him, boy? He said he and this mayor, he and this Samuel Nangwe from the Renewable Energy Agency, they developed the drug story. They wrote about the different kinds of drugs. They had it on placards. They carried everywhere. And they succeeded in winning vast majority of the votes against the CDC government in their favor. Why now? This man here, who in our regime or in their regime, this man who were writing all over, they were sitting down and discussing, Kush this, Kush that, Kush telling people, Joe, we are doing it. You're writing other placards, you're putting other one, you're spraying all around. Then why the United Party men, our own men, according to Prince Mo, is against us. When the same Kush, in fact, the people who are Kush, we say Kush, our own are cocaine. Then this man has the audacity to question us and tell us to shut up. You're fired more yourselves.
We begin to question this Senate about our staying on interrogating officials that are handling this drug matter on behalf of the Nigerian people. It's just unfortunate. And the Nigerian people will begin to lose confidence in all of us. For the fact that today, when you are not in chair or when you are not in power, you say all the worst. Issue that you find out play in the interest of the Nigerian people comes back in your administration. Then you tend to pay blind eyes and start to question people who have constitutional authority. Even as a judge, what you think, that's our oversight, responsibility. And I think putting on your watch, we should not be allowed to be told this is what the rescue model can be on today. Trying to question or get. We should not be allowed to be carried in history in our legacy. I think it's about time. We was not outside this country or we're ready to be. He knows exactly what we told the Nigerian people. And for him to be now the guy sitting on social media and questioning a $19 billion truck in this country. They questioning us. And it is happening at the right time all your care. You can do what you can to get this government where it is today. And for somebody to question the capital, you know, and that person was, I think we should set a example inside the so I want to. You're not somebody that was you are not somebody in the diaspora sitting there. You are right here with us in all of the different activities. The only propaganda team. So you know exactly what we said. And when we are defending in here to protect the Nigerian interest, I think you can't be the one to question our authority. I want us to take it very serious and then approach it. So I was said at the time, we can't be here when we in opposition, we say the right thing. Then we come to something that we can be against yesterday. Then we start to sugarcoat to question people that want to dig into some of the things that happen. I think it's unfair to the Nigerian people. We can't think about that. Thank you.
All right. So, Chief, that now you realize it, you people campaign. Thank God you admit it. That's why you people campaign on one of the things that you're campaign on. Your red placards, according to you. You and the very Samuel Nangwe and other people You're exaggerated, over exaggerated. You made the entire country to believe that it was infested with drugs because George Weah was importing drugs into the country. And the people did not have any time to listen to the defense of George Weah people. They were not listening to CDC officials to give their side of the story. Unity Party programmed them, hypnotized them, brainwashed them. So whenever a CDC government official came out to explain, to dismiss Unity Party claim of we are bringing drug into the country, CDC was a drug-driven government, they would not want to listen. None of them will even want to give it 2 or 3 minutes attention. They believe everything. Today, the very people, they have the drug now in their own government, and their man is telling them, Senator Moore and all the United Party senators order, you start talking about this 19.2 million drug. So he got vexed and came out saying we campaigned against the government yesterday. Yeah, that whole thing, Prince Moore, he was faking. No disrespect to him, but that was a fake stuff. You think that they're serious about this whole drug selling? You're going to go stand over there. They were not serious, but it will not die down. Because every day, a gaining substance, every day gaining substance and worth. Whether they invite the man or they summon him or not, that's not the issue. That's not the issue. The very Senate and House of Representatives refuse to ask the hardcore questions. And because they are not security-minded. They are not security-minded. They are politicians. So every time these people go before them, they raise political questions. They ask political questions. They just mesmerize the atmosphere with lecture. The core questions that they should be asking, they're not asking a question. That thing is irrelevant. If their own man, Samuel Nangwe, wrote on Facebook saying all kinds of things, questioning the oversight responsibility, we got nothing. What has it got to do? Stick to the investigation. Tell the people, look, we need to know this. You're invited the joint security. The joint security gone. Since the joint security left, what have you seen extra? Are you satisfied with a single walk-in, quote-unquote, arrest? First King sent to court. What is it now that you need to do beyond there? There are a series of hardcore questions. There are other issues. There are too many strings attached to this identical 19.2 million, which the country must know. You need to know. It's not to say the man go on Facebook, he say all kinds of things about that your own United Party man. So what has the other what the other senators got to do with it? That is a party issue. That was not necessary to be taken. That was a party issue. If a United Party man says XYZ about you people as senator, you treat it as a party issue. You tell the man, Mr. Samuel Nangwe, going forth, we will not have you saying this, saying that. You will have to stop forthwith. So what do you expect the senators to do? To go jail Samuel Nangwe? That your own United Party man, you admitted the man was the deputy to you. That you people frame the Kush argument. That you people wrote placards. You did all. You explain it. So that your own men and the party thing there, now suddenly you go take to the Senate. Hey man, some of you, sorry to say, but some of you, the oversight here, it really confusing you. That in the party thing, you take it to the party's executive and say this man who was the deputy campaign manager to us is undermining our work. And then the party will take action against him. And not to carry it to the Senate and say this man writing on Facebook and undermining our work or questioning our work. That your own United Party man. What's the issue there? That will take me into the people that can press chakla. That President Boakai is unable. President Boakai, power does not extend to those people. No, his power don't extend it. But we have always known from the onset that the Ministry of Information is a playground. No disrespect to them, it is a playground. The Ministry of Information under George Weah or in George Weah government was far more better, refined, intelligent, responsible, propagated the government's policy than this one under the so-called rescue. And before I go to this one, are you people observing? Yesterday they were vocal. Yesterday, government officials, CDC government officials were not conducting themselves as officials of government. They're doing their. Do you know that this Unity Party government is a committee government? Do you know? Just look around, people. Look around. See several unethical behavior. They were saying that CDC government officials and other civil servants and other people were not taking their job serious or seriously. And people will follow the argument when CDC was in government and Unity Party in opposition. I second guessing nothing. I saw everything. We read, we heard, we participated in conferences. We heard, we listened to the podcast, we watched the podcast. We heard them calling into radio stations and saying this and saying that. Today, what we see of Unity Party officials or some officials, let me not say all, some officials, it's childish, it's comedy. Do you know what they're doing now? They take the cameraman to the office, the cameraman focus on them, and they lecturing that President Bouaka did, and the president is doing so well. Yeah, they take your position talking different things. The time you will take to do that, won't you sit down and innovate? Think what you need to do to take that office to another level? Yesterday, you said CDC people were not serious. The serious government it turns to comedy government. Everybody showcasing on social media. Everybody wants to be seen. Everybody wants to be here. Everybody wants everybody to see them on social media. Childish. Childish. So the Ministry of Playground, that's my description, Ministry of Playground. I told you, as long as Jeremy Pia sits over there, they can never, that ministry can never help Joseph Yuma Bouaka. That man does not know anything about information dissemination. That man has never been a media person. He has never had anything around any media orientation. Ledger Hu, a veteran journalist. Eugene Nangwe, a veteran journalist and communicator, and we can name all of those people. You say, oh, the Ministry of Information, you don't need a school journalist. It's just administration or administrator. But if you have not the ability to communicate, how? You become a propagandist. And that's what you see over there. Yesterday, they condemned Eugene Nangwe. They condemned Ledger Hu Rennie and said they weren't qualified. They were not communicators. They said all manner of things. In life, don't ever condemn your colleague. Don't criticize when he or she is doing something. Because you might have the time to be in that place too or another place, and criticisms will come your way. God, who created all of us, he instructed us to avoid condemning people, criticizing them when we are not in their position. And we don't have to be in their position. We can be in another position and we'll still be criticized. And you wouldn't want people to say awful things about you. Yeah, they are today. That ministry is doing nothing of disseminating government policy, government this, government that. They've only mastered unruly behavior, awful statements, that their own senator again, their own people hanging on them. When Edwin Snow talk about it, they say, oh, Edwin Snow was this, Edwin Snow was that. The Minister of Information feels that he knows it all. How can you be a Minister of Information instead of you being ethical and responsive in your disposition or your address? You just concentrate on wide descriptions. Then your deputy comes and add insult to injury. And then when the people turn on government official and turn on the president, then they say, oh, the people cursing. It should be abnormal to say that. Everything generates from the government. When you see people reacting the way they react, it's because the government set the stage. If government officials would not, or they will not give damning descriptions of people, they will not stoop so low, those people will not react. You expect the people from the other side of the political divide, they will just sit, or they should sit. Unity Party officials should insult them, condemn them, say all manner of things against them, and then they leave it. Who does that in life? Who does that? You think when God said let it go, you think he's meant that just let everything to go? No, there are some things that you look in the person's face and say, this must stop. Because you got the same ability humanly to react. You have a deputy minister who you look at a leading opposition figure. You say the man is mentally unstable. The man talks loosely, that he's reckless. They seem warrior reckless. When they use it on government official and on the president, then they get vexed. But a deputy minister will use it. Oh, that warrior can really hear. That war, reckless. And really here can go into your soul, bone, marrow, and flesh, skin, blood, eh? Okay. All right. So, yeah, their own senator, that their own people dealing with them, and not easy inside. Unity Party cracking. 19.2 million scatter. Unity Party, the government scatter. The party scatter. Serious sanction coming for some government officials. Some government officials, representatives, senators, in the executive. Everybody, y'all coming to see your way. We hated the juicy part. That thing they were doing, that appetizer thing just a minister Fitzgerald Biago go and read statement and say the next day, tomorrow, we name him persons of interest. Then they told you, come on, don't name no persons of interest. Shut up, sit down. Justice Minister Khan. The government, the joint security, several persons, say, okay. Police director Khan. Honorable senators, we need any time. The juicy part coming. The juicy part. Hey, what goes around comes around. Laugh, let me buy man. 1900 years ago, you said. Oh God, the juice part coming. Yeah, man. Yeah, sorry for some people. Me and I know them, but I just sorry. The juicy part coming. The juicy part, the interesting part of the game, it coming. Hey, hey man, Papa, let's go to the senator. So history were simple than saying damning comments against them. They say the Ministry of Information going beyond its bound. You see the hypocrisy of human being? You see the hypocrisy? They never said anything in that Senate. But because the men and I, they're treading a path that ain't like, they say, oh, the Ministry of Information is overstepping its bound. We got the men are dealing with them here. Yeah, listen. Senator Vapala, y'all listen to her. Let's go. Sorry, Mama. Let's go.
It's subject now or something whoever he is that is and not just but the pattern that I was seeing in Liberia, I think is that this service to the very executive to be said. When you look at the Ministry of Information, and you consider the methods of that ministry, currently they are operating outside it. For the number of times officials within that ministry will stand up at the podium intended to educate the Liberian people on the good work that this government is doing, information about development, the key government policies, and direct to attacking individuals who use data. It's not fair. And we cannot continue to just do it because we have to. We have authority. And I say it without any reservation. This is my government any day. United Party is my party any day. But when individuals behave to not conform to the values of that institution, we have under obligation to speak up. It's undermining some of the things we said for going on and straightening up. There are not things going on that can be about. But the entire when they work, when someone throws a job where they come by the government time, and they responding to everything it's not giving us all information that we need as a country. It must be represented well. And I think I agree that it's actually have to take in on this and engage the Congress to see how the executive can be equal. Otherwise, we'll continue moving around this. There are many members of this and nothing happens. So the belief is that pattern and we cannot do anything. So all the time leadership, we have to say, our pattern thing is wrong today. It was wrong yesterday. It will be wrong. Thank you.
Right, Senator. At least you're coming to your senses now. At least when we started talking from the onset, we opposition, but we are citizens of this country. We are citizens. We know right from wrong. So it does not make sense to bring institution or individual as opposition. Yes, that's who we are. So if you say you're opposition, what are you saying? You're not saying anything extra. It's nothing injurious to our reputation individually and institutionally. That's who we are. We are opposition. But this opposition is within the DNA of Liberia. We are all Liberians, and we are all protecting this country. We are all stakeholders of this country. If you don't know that you are a stakeholder, well, then you need to sit down and ask somebody to help you to explain to you as citizens that you are stakeholders. We are on the obligation. That's why we speak out every day. We speak to Mr. President. We speak to everybody. And that's why they speak to us through criticisms and descriptions and every other thing. And they are entitled to it, and we entitled to ours. But all of us have one thing in common, and that is Liberia. You heard the senator, the Unity Party senator. She said, Unity Party is my party. But the Ministry of Information, they seem that they're not disseminating. They're not talking about the government policy. They're not telling. Look, just do a survey. Ask people, do you think that only educated people and average-minded people need to know about government activity? No. The coal seller, the kerosene seller, the lapa seller, the wheelbarrow lady trading from one street to another, the woman sitting on the sidewalk, everybody needs to know. They are not highly educated. They may not be exposed to all of the political stuff, but they have understanding. They have understanding. When you're saying something about the government, they can understand it. And they, let me tell you, you see that demographic or that group of people here, when they say spreading information fast than them, the uneducated, the kerosene seller, the coal seller, the lapat seller, the grumpy seller, all of those people behind within that, the informal sector of our economy, those people, the woman sitting on her table, by the time she had say, she listened to the radio sound and say, Liberia President Joseph Ima Boaga will be talking to the nation. That expression there, will be talking to the nation, is sticking in her ear. She telling the woman rest her. He say, you hear something? He say, what? He said, I just listening to the radio. They say our president coming to. Then that woman will answer, what time? She said, the people will say 4 o'clock. That woman now who receive it, she giving it to the next person, start her on that table. He said, oh, man, what are you hear? They say our president coming to 4 o'clock. That man, what I was say, me, I will put my radio on. That she too, she's sending it on the other side. Before you can realize it, that information gone far and wide. Government information can reach to those people. The people sit down, they concentrate on the educated, the average-minded. So their message not resonating. That is why you see that the opposition information is going down well with the people down the line, the ordinary people, the coal seller, the kerosene seller, the lapa seller, the woman trading her goods from one end to another in a wheelbarrow. It's going down well with them. Because you know what? We take time to explain it. We take time to explain it. We want those people to know, because that voting sector, by the time you get hold of them, forget it, it's done. And that's why United Party was successful and they got hold of those people with this drug thing and other issues. They were moving with the message. Right now, they are big boys and big girls now, so they ain't get time again. So we now moving. So we want a woman on the market table, the coal seller, the grumpy seller, everybody to get the information. So we're telling them that yesterday, they say, they came to you and said, Joe, we have brought joy in the country. They too, they bring drug in the country. That the drug vendor we're talking so. And you don't believe, oh, madam, ask your son. Then when she go ask the son, she said, oh, Joe, I hear something on the radio. The people talking, they say the government bring drug. They say it's serious. The son will tell her straight. He will say, Mama, that's true. We say the thing you hear on the radio, that's true. Unity Party government, that the thing they own now, they looking into the matter. She will believe all. Right there. So that I will target that also. So instead of the Minister of Information, a deputy, thinking this way, the boy ain't no communication. The boy ain't no. Jeremy Pia and man, they just bombastic just to show up, showcase that only thing you see them doing at that Ministry of Information. That only thing they're doing. Nothing else. That their own senators say they're going beyond their bound. They're not disseminating, they're not explaining what Joe Boakai doing. Bouaka went in Turkey. Do you know? Oh, when we're talking, you say, oh, we're talking for opposition, we're talking for judge. We're not talking for opposition, we're not talking for judge. We're talking the reality of the country, because it is our role to study every government, every institution. Whenever George Weah was leaving the country, he would have his people explaining. I have some of the clips. We have his people, his media people, they will explain, besides government officials. Say, if we are going to Turkey, they will explain the essence of that Turkey trip, what the president is going for, what will be discussed, at what time it will be discussed, who will be discussing, why that meeting was necessary for Liberia. So the people always understood that something was coming back. Even though Unity Party people were saying, oh, the man go, he come with empty hand. The man go, he come with empty hand. But they started to see practical reality. They started to see infrastructures. They started to see practical developments. So the people knew what to expect before George Weah came back. And whenever George Weah came back, he would tell the people what he secured and what was going to happen, and they will see it. That's why last night, Teacher Light was telling you that George Weah will go and supervise himself. He will make sure that we initiated this. Instead of waiting, let's go and see how it is going. Any leader who initiates something or who has secured a project and the project is on, he will make sure to supervise it. That means to go there and see. Every time he came from a country, he came from a trip, he went to see. Give me one that President Bouaka came from out of this country, that he went to see a project initiated by him, his vision. What he secured from that international trip. Give me one. President Bouaka going to 2 years. If anybody can say Unity Party supporters, not seditions, can say nothing. Under 3 years or 3 years, technically that 3 years, President Bouaka has not shown. He can show anything that he has done. He had made several trips, more than almost 50 trips in just under 3 years. And nothing to show. All those trips, nothing to show. You give me one, I challenge you. One, that President Bouaka came back straight. He said to see how the project going. We will go to see the project, to supervise, to get an understanding how the project is going. At what level is it? What are the impediments or the difficulties the people were encountering? Whether there was a delay. But nothing Bouaka can point to, nothing his officials can point to. So the people know nothing about the government. Just do a survey. The only thing the people, you hear, if you do a survey, you hear, people say, Joe, we are not coming back. They say, Joe, we are not coming back. That's the thing we can hear from them. They say, Joe, we are not coming back. They say, Joe, we are support the country. Just do. Nobody, Unity Party person, nobody, go down that line. The group that talk about the informal sector of the country, do a survey. Ask them. You can do it. Formally. Informal, I can disguise myself or put myself in the position of the suffering masses, and I just bring us something. You say, the way the country here, the country real, the country going well, the president doing well. Somebody will jump in and say, we're doing well. What did the president and do? That survey are conducting there. They didn't get time to know who I am. As far as concerned, I'm part of them. I'm part of the country. So things working for me. But I'll use that to pick them up, as we say. Just do that, what they call informal survey. And you see, go everywhere. And sometimes you just can say, The president, I think the president had to plan the thing. Immediately, you have somebody reacting. You have voices coming. What did the president do? What did President Bogana do? President Bogana, what did he not do? Your show or what did President Bogana do? You hear expressions like that. In the text say, when you are going in commercial cab, just raise something like that. You see the number of voices that will go against you. Because the message not reaching down to the people. The only thing the people hear is, Joey Arakabiba. Joey Arakabiba. He will never come back to the presidency. He messed the country up. And you expect that the people will be fools enough to just live with that thing from you, that Joey Arakabiba, and then they go vote for you again? Do you know that President Boakai has gone down in history as the most destructive president? What President Boakai did, no country has ever done it. No president, rather, has ever done it. Why it is true that it is on to government to initiate development, but along the way, they could reason, they could put leadership patience where they find it necessary, they could delay so that the people will find alternative or find somewhere to be. They were not insultive, they were not cheeky, they were not unruly. Check all the presidents. It is only this president, President Boakai, very destructive, very cheeky, very unruly in his expression. Let the place there, they say Camp Raw. Since they destroyed that place, what do you see happening? Nothing. Nothing. That place just there now. That defecation center. In Labyrinthine, we say, sorry for the expression, please. They say poo-poo center. But the English word for it is a defecation. That defecation center where people go to release themselves. You aren't ready for that place yet. You have not sourced the funding yet. You want to leave the people there. Let them be managing. You gave them time, at most 6 to 7 months, while you are sourcing the funding. You tell them that in December, we will be ready. So from January to December, that long time, you people can move, you people can find time. When you say that, you see nobody will be complaining. Long time, they will have exited that place within 3-4 months, and that place will just be there now. They will call you and say, government, we gone, everybody gone. But you are just unknown to the people, all because in the name of the land for the barrack, you displace the people. You carry on several destructions all over the place. Even in rain season, you show no remorse whatsoever. Young baby, your great-great-great-great-great-granddaughter in the rain, the mother fighting hard to breastfeed the baby under the rain. And you saw that, Mr. President, saw that on the screen. He never showed any remorse. You think the people, they dumb that they will go put Boakai there again? You think they're dumb with all these things? Do you know that Africans just don't forget? And do you know that when Africans made up their mind, if they're done, we've seen it in the past. 2 years to 2023. 2 years to 2023. The people told the lawmakers who were making fun of them, just as you see some of the lawmakers today, senators and representatives. The people told them 2 years in advance that most of you will not go back, will not vote for you. They thought the people were taking it for a joke. They started organizing football tournament, building bridges, doing all kinds of stuff. When the time came, the people cleaned the entire House of Representatives. About 60 to 75% of the representatives didn't go back. One of them, I saw him today with something called Dallas Square. Yeah, he was there making fun of the people, saying all kinds of things. Like me, time he say he building bridge, he's doing this. The people flushed all of them out. That's how Henson Kazolu, and the rest of the guys, they came in as new representatives. The people, again, they are observing and they are getting ready. Majority of the senators and the representatives will not go back. You're sitting down there, there's 19.2 million drug oil and the other issues that your government mishandled in the past. You think the people have forgotten? The people living, they're living with that hurt. They're living with that pain. And they will repay y'all. You're taking for a joke. So Bwaga is serious. He needs to move, find somebody good who is communicative, who can disseminate government's information well. Remove PR and his men from over there. Even though he's afraid, the president is afraid, Daniel Sano is untouchable because Daniel Sano was put over there by Pro Tem Yomli Kanga Lawrence. And that is her deputy information minister, if not information minister, if Liberty Party wins election in this country. Maybe that will be in the next war. But she put Daniel Sano there. Daniel Sano is her interest, and Daniel Sano is untouchable. President Bwaga is afraid. So Daniel Sano, the reason you see him cursing, saying all manner of things whichever way, because of his sponsor or his master protection. So President Bwaga can't touch him. No. But he has to shake up that Ministry of Information. He has to shake up. It's good that their own senator, Senator Vapola, raised it. And then the other side, the people fighting. They're fighting to protect Jeremiah Kuba. The propaganda not working. The boy no propaganda. They're fighting. They can write all kind of things. They can't help Jeremiah Kun. More Ali then can read, all the people then can read, Bwaga Jaliba then everybody, they can read it done, it finished. He should not have said, he should not have denied that guy. He should not have denied. Oh. He should not have denied. Yeah. Ah. The man denied Jada Peter. I see you, man. Let's go. Let me give you the rest of the time to have your say there. Congratulations to Lionel Messi and Argentina again, the world's greatest, the miracle footballer, Lionel Messi. Let's go to the line 0772 23 99 33 0886 30 44 97. The women's line 0777 9803 75. Hello. Yes.
You know, I'm checking the trust. You know, a lot of people in our trust say, "Well, I want to show the people that do it." So, but they say they can't show the people. All of them will do what will on that list. They will see for themselves. Yes, the church, the church, the brother of his saying that all the people that in our trust really, they will get rid of needs. That means they're already destroyed and won't finish God. So they must be prepared. When I go out, the family needs, they will suffer it. Thank you.
All right, Chief. Oh. So, okay, the women's line. Let me get your line on. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
Is it King FM?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, sir. All right. My name is Jeremiah Siawe, and I joined the platform from district number 6. My brother, listen to you. You provide a lot of information that makes sense. But I just want to say something. You know, this drug case, some of us have been saying it from the very beginning, that the form and manner in which this investigation is going, at the end of the day, for me, I don't really see anything coming from it. For the fact that people, names that we heard from the beginning, that were called person of interest or suspect, 90% have escaped. And in such a high-profile case,
Where in the world that suspect will be escaping as if say you don't have a security in the country? Where are they passing? Who helping them in the process? We learned that Michael Brown was himself. Who freed Michael Brown? Michael Brown, people stood for Michael Brown. His wife and girlfriend stood for him. And they set him free on ground that he was not well to seek medical attention.
That information you're getting about Michael Brown, girlfriend standing for him, or all that thing there, that surface information, deeper than that, they're not true. There go, just go, complete it.
Yeah, but this what we're saying. Even up to now, Paul King that had a 19 million for dressing, Paul King is still free. But now that have been declared as a crime scene. That house have been barricaded by new presence of police. But today, nothing such has been done. We just saw videos of the social media where they were breaking down a room that belonged to one lady on Granada, pushing the house. Now, if it's not justice, and if you want to fight God to succeed in the fight of God, I don't think you will have it done, within or selected. Because if you start going for certain people, you put them on camera, but two of them were around here when they arrested them. They were on camera. Camera entered their houses. And they went on the bed, they went in their bathroom, they called them, they carried them to jail, and everything was televised. But today, we can't even see those people. So at the end of the day, this thing, it will just end the laboratory, and people will just talking, we get tired, and nothing will just come from inside. I'm telling you the truth.
All right.
People are putting me the time.
All right. Have a nice day. Thank you. Let's get to the women line. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, Sam Andrew.
Hello. Let's hear your name, where you call from.
Yeah, this is Mandela calling from the old road, Poking Regime Republic Unity Party. Sam Andrew, I just want to say, I want to talk on the Jeremiah. I know Jeremiah and Tia. If people know that we are people there, we don't do anything to them. Because that woman, plainly talking there, as you really party, and this, that, our party, our this. What they are saying there is related. It's Jeremiah and Tia and it's Daniel Sano. What they started causing, 3 years now. They're sitting down, they're seeing it. Yes, that now she want to come say, and my parents know that if people there, they're in their pocket. I want to say no hustle Senate, no hustle represented, there's now some poor thing are joking. But it's true. Because in Baka, so they can't say anything. Yeah, people are there crossing when you cross anybody, oh, that is it. And you see Baka clapping, can you imagine? Baka clapping. Yes, he not serious to say anything. People in the name of party, CDC. Yeah, to say Baka divide the country. Okay, when the poor shooting, yeah, on CDC party ground. Can you imagine the poor kill 2 persons? Those people shot the person, 4 persons, they fell. They went for them.
All right.
And they seen them like that. Yeah, and nothing. People were talking.
All right, madam.
Now the person, they say they won't clear their say.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
People won't clear their say. Yeah.
Hello?
Hey, Jesus, partner.
Yeah, what's up? What's up with you?
I'm about Jesus did not Jesus, eh?
Yeah.
That
Peter.
Okay, Peter did not Jesus.
Judas.
No.
Yeah, Judas betrayed. Peter did not.
No, when you lie, I follow you, my brother. No shortcut to lie. When you lie, when you can't meet a person right there, you can't say, oh, tomorrow, you can't, it's my body. When you lie, the next day, when you borrow there, inside Broad Street. He said, borrow, Papa, he said, my money, say, oh, I'm begging, I want to hear. But somebody was running and waiting, that lie, you get that money. All the that made a call, everything is that. No, the problem, I know you, but they say, put me on all kind of things there. Let the man say, I agree with Snow that they should, some of the people that what that drugs came from, they have to go there. The first family, they got off it up there. What the offer get up there again? Will I know? Okay, get marshal, but get offer somewhere. What is taking jobs now? And they want to play for like they put escape. We don't want people that will rest it. They will carry. Too stupid. They just believe my brother. This person will not leave it. They put them coming. All I want is that it. We will not give up. They will tell all who be there. They put play for like people. Those people say to the poor and carry them in there. Tell them only get the point in there. Trust me. Now what happened? The boy didn't go by that time. And then pause. I go back to the oh. Man, ask a question. You're going to go to that anywhere I want to say that. We thought I will be black. Nothing will come about it. Our partner is here, our whole nation, our whole country, the image of our country is damaged to the outside world. What you go, I don't know, academia. What did you see? Don't let it. What let it our country needs. Can we import it to another country? Then you get black guys, yeah, official of it. And they are doing the rest.
All right, G's partner, have a nice day. Hello, men's line.
Yes, Andrew.
Yep.
Yeah, my friend, you can say if I'm on line. You know when the Bob Band.
Wait, that is United Party, man.
Eh?
That is United Party, man.
If I become United Party, that goes in my left one there.
Oh, you sounding a lot good. You can sound.
No, I want to when the Bob Band at the town, this again change. Who told it to the previous thing that we put more OP, where we see that small. And it got more for them to 2029. So the people then, the thing was all to choke them, that choke them. When they choke them, then they will confess. Yeah, brother. Thank you. God bless you.
All right, Chief. You too. Lima Bowie say, you should not call the guys honorable. Lima Bowie say, don't call the representatives honorable. Women's line. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, Andrew.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, Peter Bar calling for Justin Day, concerned Librarian for Justice. Andrew, thank you very much. Andrew, let me tell you, they see really yesterday, me speak on the little. Why yesterday, why spoke? They only saw why spoke yesterday. She didn't want to capture Benin at the law because they said they would not stay on her. They walk out of the session.
Who?
And the lady, I want to capture Benin yesterday. They said the law may come on to the rescue for Librarian.
Yeah, but I don't talk about that thing there. I don't get time for that thing there. You went off for madam. You went off patience. I don't mind that thing that James Collier and his man are on. Yeah, hello?
Yeah, thank you for the show. Thank you very much. I'm Jefferson Sleba calling from the difficult district number 11. And I want you to track Mr. Kouyate's statement out. This is a true thing that is going on. That trying to damage the government with damage the government.
No, I didn't dismiss his comments. He is an insider and he's still an insider. I just said the whole Liberian thing, when you inside, you can talk. When you come outside, then you can talk plenty.
Yeah. And so my other point had to deal with the vice president. The vice president, he been doing dubious deal in the country, and we were in Nima, we were witnessing it. The president. Now, the men are cleaning to become next president of the country. And if they're dreaming instead to become president of the country, he's full of a lot of dubious deeds. So let him go and clear a knee. Enough for that issue. Thank you.
Thank you too for calling. Have a nice day. Kouyaté said there are 4 groups surrounding President Boubacar. One group that wants him dead. The next group is advising him. The next group, they are not too sure, so they are getting what they can get. Hello, men's line.
Hello?
Yeah, you're on the line. Let's hear you. You're on the air, rather.
Yeah, Senior Ben.
Yes.
Andrew.
Yes, sir.
Man, how did you?
Fine, fine. Thank God for life. And you?
I'm Jerry Brady calling for this number 2 to be precise on the problem road. Say Andrew, what happened here is that thing will count us. You will see it. It will count us. If you come in us already, just watch the show. Any person will pay for it will count us. And more air will roll. Station all coming for them. Uncle say, let's go down Washington. Uncle say, let's go down Washington. Any kind of way to tell me, it will count us. Thank you very much.
All right, sir. Thank you for calling in too. Hello?
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yeah.
This is Edmond Carr, and proud member of Concerned Librarian for Justice. We have to what he said. Some of the things that he mentioned, we are aware of it, that the first and the second group, we know, and we have been talking about that. But the third group of people, they are the dangerous group of people that he made mention of. Because when he mentioned about the third group of people, I started thinking about the President's State of the Nation speech, where he blundered, and then the executive mansion started telling us that there are people in the circle that swap the president's speech. Somebody swapped the president's speech, and that was not the real speech. Or so this happened. Yeah, at that time we asked him the question: if the president's circle, you're not trusting those that surround him, and you will write a speech for a president according to you, the speech of the president, somebody took it away and put different ones there. What was you supposed to do as the president of the country? Because when around you is not protected, you will just be there just for the name. And that is a dangerous group of people because it is about our country. Because if you are allowing to start all kinds of agreement, only because you want him not to succeed, what about the country? What about the citizens? That is a dangerous group of people. But when they want somebody talking about, oh, you can't make it, I want my own to make crap where go, we know. Where the other person, okay, even not make it, but not lay on the side of the fire president, yes, in line with them. But that particular group is a group to be watchful, and we hope that he can go one step further by naming the leader of that group. Again, because they are dangerous for our country. Look, I don't care how what kind of writing that they will do on Facebook or whatsoever. We are elevating the debate further. The vice president needs to tell how you got your money. The vice president is involved with all that stuff. That man is not a free man. That man is not a clear man. Even when you listen to that man's own story as to how he started making money, a very, very feature, there is no direct link as to how VP Vice President became millionaire in this country. We are also questioning the president. The president told our opposition that he credited from RB 4 different times. He told loans so that he can have some money with him. The question we also asked then that what business was the of Vice President and now President doing at that time that allowed him to take loan from RB? Because the only thing that allow you to take loan from RB, you may have been involved in a particular business, but we don't know his business record. But yet you're taking money from RB to be able to make business. But this $19.2 million worth for cocaine going to bring us more information on these two individuals, the president and the vice president. They are not clear. Their character will be drained by us. They did it to us in the past. They were lying on us. They were the same people that were importing drugs into this country, lying on the CDC government. The CDC were the ones that are doing it. So it is God doing so. As for the senator versus the information ministry and Nangbe, who is wrecking all around, but other guys who are around the president in the mansion that always sit on the platform and instruct people. Let them call him too. Let them fight. I think they need to call the man of God ready to come pray for the government and pray for them. Because but where we are headed now is not easy. We are enjoying it and we have them to elevate it because that is what we want. Those are in the opposition community. Thank you very much.
Right. Thank you too for calling in, Mr. Carr. Hello?
Hello?
Yes? Let's hear you, Chief.
Are you getting me?
Yeah, I'm getting you.
Okay, thank you very much for your show. This is our David Samuel from the legacy of former President Wiako Omida Matthew and a proud member of Concerned Librarian for Justice. Mr. Sam Andrew, let me tell you this. There is the government into power. They are very clear. But the thing that was doing with Liberians and Liberia itself.
You went off, Chief. You went off the air. You went off. Lima Bowie said nobody should call the representatives honorable. She said the honorific comes with huge responsibility, and the guys are not exhibiting Hello?
Yeah, thank you.
Yep.
How are you?
Fine. Oh.
My name is Jolin Kawe, and I call from a one-star resident. Our country is a society we find ourselves in. Man, Jeremiah Kuhn, so Puaka. If people like when mistakenly just put it in on an anchor. Because when you are angry and you say you want to fight, they will knock you down because they start blocking you. That's what we did. That's what people did with the country. Boyo made a like Jeremiah Kuhn. I can't even call him for president because he's not even competent for that position. You understand? Man, like the president we refer to, the man who has refused to impact society. You look at that kind of individual who does not have good character in society, you could make president. So our country will continue to suffer on them until God can rescue us. You understand? But every negative thing is talked against Joshua. It is God that's going to pay. So we are there and people will see it with our 2 eyes. And we are watching, we're looking at it. And we can enjoy what's going on right now because it is in our favor. God bless you, man.
Good. Have a nice day, Chief. Women's line. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, Sanju.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, my minister here, yeah, go for cat inside. Material bar calling for justice, concern labyrinth for justice. Sanju, let me tell you, the United Party were president, we are in power. They went to the US to lobby that they must censor president, we are government official.
Mm-hmm.
They laugh, they run, they did that. They're not getting fat.
Yeah, that's true.
They lobby, they say they must censor president, we are government official. But Sanju, they are government official that in power to the United Party government. We are not lobbying because we love the country. Not because we hate you, we go tap the international community to censor on you. But they are doing or govern the country. They campaign against drugs, and the drug that they campaign today, they are exporting drugs from the player to UK. They are saying 500 million and the second one, they are carrying them for the arrested it. So their own thing that they campaign and they lie to the international community, they must censor president, we are government official. And their own thing that they did today, I color with them. And their own thing that they did, they will come and censor all the government officials, the mini government officials that drugs will censor them. Nobody will campaign. And also government official, but the international community marking everything, they are writing everything down, and the investigation they think that will go on carpet. It will not go on carpet. You know, the thing that will go on carpet, then they watch and see. Pretty soon the government official will be censored, and everybody that brought the drugs, their need will be cooperated. So thank you very much.
Thank you too for calling. You're right. This is not the one of those sentimental political issues. No, this one. The United Party government, they are the officials are the ones who are keeping it alive, not the opposition. They are the ones who are keeping it alive. So it's not going to die anytime soon. This is a drug issue. Cocaine, one of the deadly drugs in the whole wide world, that the whole world is afraid of cocaine. Beyond that, exportation. You know how the other countries now see Liberia? You think this thing going to die down? If it was the normal political issue, then we would say, yeah, the speaker issue came up. Yeah, anybody talking about it? President Bouaga say Liberians are dogs. Nobody talking about it. Just imagine, go back into time. All those political issues that came up, it just lay for 2-3 days. It was finished. But this one, we're going to a month. We are almost into a month and few days beyond a month. And it's stretching and stretching. So we're in for a long haul. That's one. That is why Unity Party people are embarrassed. You see what they're doing presently? They are, all of them now, they are coming in defense of the vice president. So the more they come in defense of the vice president, what it means, it widens the debate. It widens, it keeps the argument alive. One word, cocaine. Eh? So it's not going to go to bed soon. Oh, the same way they were very vigorous, very energetic, very forceful against the CDC government at 100 million. That's the same way. Nina one today. Let's hear you, madam.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. saying they drug business. What are people talking about? They just see that they Liberian people, stupid set of people, and maybe that's how they feel. Jeremiah Kun is part of this drugs, but they don't want to come up big hands, and not only here alone, Papa. Yeah, but everything the people did in Georgia government, that was hunting them, and it will hunt them until we can see they laugh. I don't care what they do. They were facing justice. Justice. Thank you.
Thank you too for calling in. Men's line, hello.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, Mr.
Good afternoon.
Thank you very much. Mr. Andrew, I'm Spencer Mohammed, and I come from Town Koskoyo, Wintown community, a member of Concern Liberian for Justice. Mr. Andrew, thank you very much for your discussion this afternoon. Mr. Andrew, look, let me tell you one thing. Those guys are beginning to validate our assessment about the incompetence of President Joseph Numa Boakai. Look at what Sheikh Kuyate said today. Sheikh Kuyate said there are 4 group of people, and he named them. And that's exactly what happened today. You see why all the government officials are coming in defense of Jeremiah Bakun? These are the group that are protecting Jeremiah Bakun, thinking that the paper will still LZ and Jeremiah Bakun will take over. That's why you see all of them coming in defense of Jeremiah Bakun to buy the sympathy of Jeremiah Bakun so that they can be able to maintain their government job. That's what Sheikh Kuyate said today. And exactly, you look at what happening, that's what happening. All of them, they are speaking from everywhere, defending who? The vice president, because they feel to them the vice president will so assume power and Joseph Numa Boakai will be history. That's why you see them behaving the way they are behaving. And no, everything we say about these guys will validate us. Look at what Senator Snow said today. Snow said the house that the drugs were taken from, the president, somebody have their access into that house. Is it not a clear validation that the government is aware of the drugs? That President Boakai and his children are aware of these drugs? Look, Mr. Andrew, the government, President Boakai and his inner circle are aware of this drugs. And some of us, what we are thinking about now is that these guys want to use that drugs money to pay for the yellow machine that cost 20 million. And that was the deal. And that's what people are saying, that the yellow machine killing along with the drugs.
Thank you, Chief.
That's what they want to share that drugs, use the drugs money to pay for the yellow machine, and now they are backfire.
Thank you. You made your point, Chief.
That's what everyone is just becoming official property of this government. In my mind, Joseph Numa Boakai and Council have failed, and every person have been authoritated at the inner circle. Thank you very much for giving me that.
Women's line, hello?
Hello?
Yeah, let's hear you. Your name, where you call from? Let's hear you.
That you I went over you. I went with this talk to you. I think you called me. I went to you talk to you.
All right. Men's line, hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
Deborah Andrew?
Yes, sir.
How are you, Chief?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank God for life. And you?
We thank God, brother. But until then, I should be hearing it. My name is something Malcolm Domain, and I call you from our way. And brother, it's just easy now because as long as talking is on a political today, if he decides to be there, that's the business. A level him to explain himself for the Liberian people to know. So I just classified to be like a middleman. He knows everything about what is going on. So you see that he's not guilty. He can explain himself. But if you feel that he can be brought by anyone not to call their name, and that's the business. But the Liberians are looking up to him. Last time I saw you on Facebook with cover my hand, but Baby Kuma sitting at the other side. So we're looking up to him. If you keep quiet, that's the business. If you know something about it, you can say it, or you know, be free. Check it better.
Thank you too for calling. Yeah. So they are elevating, man. That's good. That's good. As many as Unity Party people can come out in defense of the vice president, that will be good. But yeah, I said, what are you defending? To come in defense is to insinuate or suggest that the information about this man has substance. And it will continue to keep the debate alive. Not only that, but that he will be dragged further. The pressure will be on the investigators to bring for questioning what they know about this drug. And that is why Bishop Kotu Brown was right. The head of New Water in the Desert Assembly Church in Broadville, Bishop Kotu Brown said the vice president needs to explain himself. He needs to face the media and explain everything he knows. Since he hasn't been called to the investigation, he hasn't been declared person of interest, and he isn't going to be declared person of interest. But given what is on him, his name is in the media, and it is not for any political thing, but cocaine, a dangerous drug. Based on the numerous photographs that came out, as pointed out by journalists, print media journalists, Rodney Sear. So what is it that Unity Party people are coming in defense? It is not what they say that would save the vice president's reputational damage. Just the vice president is alleged that he is linked. It's a reputational damage. There is nothing these Unity Party people are doing helping the vice president. I think they need to come for wisdom. They need to come for communication idea. And this is it. Allow sleeping dog to lie. Allow sleeping dog to lie. Because the more you come in defense of the vice president, quote unquote defense, the more you widen, the more the suspicion grows. The more the vice president name is in the public, allegedly associated with cocaine. So you guys are the ones who are elevating with an insinuation implication of the vice president by your right out or your defense. When we tell you people in no propaganda, you think we just talking. I saw Unity Party in opposition on a job we are government. The people were very destructive. You can be, do you know the description God used for the devil? Cunning. You know what it means? It's not a good word. But it is, you're using your mind, but you're using it destructively. You're using it for destruction. You're using it for anarchy. You're using it for chaos. You're using it for death. You're using it for destructive tricks. It's not a word that is used often, and don't use that word on anybody. If people get into serious wahala, they advise you to use that word, cunning. That's the word God used on the devil, cunning. And that's how these Unity Party people were in opposition. So they have transitioned from opposition. They are the ruling establishment. So the issues that are coming up against them now, they do not know how to handle it. That thing, they have to drop it. You drop all of your thing. I've seen Mo Ali write out, Ebe Plaki, how they call the other guy, very many of them, they say they're coming in defense. No. You don't come in defense of a figure of such nature. Coming in defense of the police director for what? You're only elevating. The vice president himself needs to know this. And he needs to tell his people to stop that. They're not helping him. His communication team needs to tell those people to stop. Why it is true that they are operating on partisan line, but they are widening it. They are squeezing the vice president into this thing. They're not helping the vice president. They should not be doing that. Everybody coming in defense of vice president. It doesn't say the vice president is involved. No one accused the vice president of being involved with this $19.2 million worth of drug. Nobody accused the vice president. The vice president is not accused. Nobody. Not a single person has accused the vice president. The vice president knows that no one has accused him directly or formally. Rodney CA raised a suspicion, a concern, which in his opinion is suspicious, and said that the vice president needs to clarify his association from the photos he saw with this man who is one of the ringleaders of the $19.2 million cocaine. And the vice president office came out and say he doesn't know the man. So what is there again? What is there again that these Unity Party people coming up, quote unquote, in defense of the vice president? You guys, by your so-called defense, you're insinuating or inferring that the vice president may have link to it. But again, you guys are not people who are informed when it comes to communication. So here is it. Here is it, too petty. Listen to one of them. I chose, I think, pretty close to 10. But I chose Mo Ali because this one, all of them that Rodney CA is referring to, they're referring to Rodney CA. And Unity Party people don't know the thing. Rodney CA accused y'all. Rodney CA accused the vice president. And the vice president knows that very well. The vice president, I don't think the vice president has taken anything serious of a personal accusation against him or on him by Rodney CA. I think the vice president respects Rodney CA, respects the job that he does, and knows that he is doing his role. He is acting his role professionally. So I don't think the vice president has a problem with Rodney CA. But to come out, his people, supporters of Unity Party coming out, this is wrong. It elevates the argument further. It brings the vice president closer allegedly of having an idea. If I were these Unity Party people, I wouldn't comment on these things. Once the vice president office has spoken, it finished. If for any reason he is invited by the investigators, fine. Then you can pick it from there. Then that's when probably you want to show your support. But he hasn't been accused. Nobody accused him. So yeah, what Mo Ali said, let me inject it. We're already at 5:30. Yeah, what he said. We will pay no attention. Please listen carefully. We will pay no attention. This is Mo Ali. We will pay no attention to bribe seeking and corrupt people pretending to be journalists. We know most of those so-called big journalists thrive on gossips to seek attention. Their favorite people were rocked by drug scandals. Their favorite people were rocked by drug scandals. And so they think our vice president too should. This is an open challenge for any of you passing around with those flimsy and unsubstantiated allegations to present your evidence. If not, then shut the heck up and find place to sit. This is exactly why your papers have lost relevance. Yeah, you didn't find propaganda there. You got it there. The man implicated. He implicated the vice president. You read more Ali statement carefully. He implicated the vice president. He acting like he protecting. I can see. Apparently, this man falls in the category that Shaq Kuyate talked about, that they want Bouaka to fail. So they are leaning more on Jeremiah Kunsa. The man indicted the vice president. We all listen carefully. He said, we will pay no attention to bribe seeking and corrupt people pretending to be journalists. That is not the issue. Everyone takes bribe. You're bribe journalists. You're still bribing journalists today. You're giving journalists money indirectly. Yesterday, you say CDC had journalists on payroll. Unity Party have journalists on payroll at different ministries and agencies. So it's not the issue. Everyone does that. And let me tell you the information I got yesterday. They said one of the big media institutions, they are pro-government media institution. Somebody who work inside, the person there, they say, don't see that place there now. 4 months we are not taking pay. The people who get the money are the people who did there, they are the BB people, and they on payroll. So it's not the issue. Drop that one, it's irrelevant. Then he said, we know most of the so-called big journalists strive on gossip. But these are the same people you are dealing with. That Rodney CA, then they're referring to. These are the people I told you yesterday. Yesterday, when a $100 million drug came out, oh, they were praising Rodney CA. They saw Rodney CA as the best journalist. They were, oh, look, the guys, then they gave all kinds of fine words to Rodney CA. The people were using, I told you, they will call this other radio station and talk to the talk show host and say, oh, my man, you know the situation with there. We need our men to appear, Rodney. Then they will do the financing on noon. They were not doing it on noon to Rodney. Then they will call Rodney and say, my man, you know this thing here. How you highlighting it? We want you to appear on the platform and just like that. Then when they finish with that discussion, then they will call the talk show host and say, my man, we've spoken to Rodney. But don't present it like we already talk to you about it. Just use your journalistic knowledge that you need him to appear on your platform because it's so and so. But they had already said how they were doing it. We in it, we've been in it for now. We know what's up. So today now at the Rodney CA, the bad man, because he's talking about the vice president taking picture with one of the ring leaders of this 19.2 million, and he has to explain himself. Then he said now he going to the CDC people, the CDC government. You see how the people too petty, too tiny mentally, tiny. You see how when your conscience not clear, you just say all kinds of things. Here is second line. He said their favorite people were rocked by drug scandals. Their favorite people, meaning he's saying that Rodney CA was CDC man, and the CDC government was rocked by drug scandal. But are they saying Rodney CA? In fact, Rodney CA ain't really reporting on this thing as he did CDC government. These United Party guys are wicked to the core. Listen, their conscience not clear. They continue to give the people an understanding that something is happening somewhere, that big hands are in this drug business. Does it make sense to reference the past? The past is past. The past is gone. Even God said, don't dwell on the past, for it is the past. It's over. We are faced with the present, we are in the present, we are faced with the present 19.2 million cocaine, one of the most dangerous drugs that the whole world is afraid of. So it's not about CDC government. Their favorite people were rocks. Oh, the CDC government, CDC officials were running their favorite people. Oh, but then if that was the case, if running CA was CDC favorite, CDC official favorite people, then why running CA wouldn't have reported? Running CA did more reports. And do you know that running CA is connected to most of those international institutions? And these United Party people know. So that thing they're doing, they're just wasting their ink. They're wasting their energy. This thing gone all over. Why would the people claim to be educated? They ain't know these things. They think go all beyond President Bouaka right now. You know, your United Party people, you know, it is beyond President Bouaka. President Bouaka is confused. The whole thing is beyond him. It's beyond President Bouaka. They think the men are doing that they own. Then he said there is an open challenge for anyone passing around with those flimsy and unsubstantiated allegations to present your evidence. Look at the kind of petty thing, kind of element in it. Let's say no Unity Party people, they present your evidence. So why was I saying that they must present the evidence to you? Rodney CA should present evidence to you. Rodney CA to you, get evidence. Rodney CA said, Mr. Vice President, explain yourself, which anybody will do. Any investigation will take into consideration, serious investigation. The Vice President will have to answer. This man is a drug law. The man involving the 19.2 million. And the Vice President took several pictures of him. Why it is true that those pictures were on different occasions at different times, different content. But now the drug issue pop up, and this man is a mean player in it. So why wouldn't you want to explain yourself? When the people doing it, when the white people doing it, then we can say, oh, the people there, the people there, the people correct. When the same thing come to us, then we want to apply. Then he say, if not, then shut the heck up and find place to sit down. Shut the heck up is a figurative expression to say shut up. Well, you can say, oh, I mean, they can say hell, but it's heck. It's heck, H-E-A-C-K. You can say, oh, my man, shut the hell up, man. It's heck, H-E-A-C-K. It means to close mouth, that you wouldn't talk again. They're making it hard. I see you, man. the guy reasoning giving the man a hard time. You can see the guilt, all that they're writing, you can sense the guilt inside. They think they're helping the Vice President. They're making it hard and hard for the Vice President all day, every day. And the Vice President name ringing in it now. And Vice President ringing. You think that the red hour will stop people from calling the Vice President name or linking the Vice President to it? No. They are elevating, they're telling the people, oh, you're talking about the Vice President the more by the right hour. They made a unity party. Some kind of thing happening in this party here. Some kind of thing happening. I can see what Kuyate said. There are several. There are 4 factions. There are 4. I see you, yeah? I see you. If God permits, we're back tomorrow. You want to join us tonight at 8 o'clock when the man of the hour, the teacher of the line, the light of the nation, the evangelist, and Anthony at law, A.B. Wayon is in with Face the Issues. You don't want to miss it. That will be at 8 o'clock this evening. Until then, if God permits, we're back tomorrow. Thank you.